play back to back.
Who?
So they play at BG Hersey. They play at BG on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Write that down.
We'll say that at the end of the game.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to the what's this field called? All right. Do we have a name for this field? Mr. Goditis, do we have like a name for the field, or is this name? Huh. Okay. Hello and welcome to John Hersey High School on this beautiful evening for some baseball between the Buffalo Grove Bisons and the John Hersey Huskies. I'm here with Thomas. Welcome to John Hersey High School on this beautiful evening for some baseball. We've got the Hersey Huskies and the Buffalo Grove Bison here in this matchup. This is the first time these two teams have faced off here in the 2025 season. I'm here with Thomas Mulder. Thomas, what do you think of this matchup today?
Well, I think it's going to be quite the game. Hersey is currently coming off 2 losses to Barrington and GBS, while Buffalo Grove is coming off 4 losses straight. They lost back-to-back against Prospect. This is their first matchup against Huskies. And with Lincoln on the mound, that's something we can go off. I think this game's going to be not that close.
Here comes Lincoln Casero with the opening pitch. And a swing and a miss from the BG left-hander. And the 0-1 count.
I mean, Lincoln's one of the top-ranked prospects in Illinois at pitcher. That's something that all these teams are going to be looking at and kind of afraid of.
Second pitch will be down low for a ball. 1-1 the count. The current batter at the plate for Buffalo Grove is number 17, Griffin Kelly, who is also starting on the mound for this game. So a pitcher versus pitcher matchup to open it up. Here's Casero. He'll rock and fire. And one will go inside for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Lincoln looking to put him away. He'll deal and swing and a miss. Strike 3. Opening the night with a strikeout. Pitcher on pitcher crime right there.
That will add on to his 32 strikeouts on the year already. That makes it 33. An impressive season career so far.
And now we see, looks like Drew Thomas, the catcher, looking out to discuss with Lincoln just after the opening batter. Great pitch from Lincoln. On the inside is a swing and a miss from Kelly. So we've got one down here for the Huskies.
In this first go-around, you're going to expect this. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of quick outs, you know. First time seeing Lincoln so far, and they're not going to be expecting much.
Here's the first pitch. Calls it just low. 1-0 the count on number 24, Dudek. Here comes the 1-0 from Lincoln. That one will hit the dirt just low. Looking to give him some off speed here in the early count.
You got righty on righty, so that's something that most of these guys are seeing all the time, so they shouldn't have too much problem seeing the ball.
Here's Casero. Pitch is going to be in there for a called strike.
But I will take back my words. When you're throwing up 90 miles an hour, that's a pretty hard ball to see.
Yeah, and at the high school level, it's rare you see a pitcher get up to these kind of velocities, and that's what makes Lincoln so lethal. Is there's a swing and a miss from Dudek, and now we've got an even count. Now, one of the things I've heard from Lincoln is he's able to battle back, and when he's down in counts, and we saw it here. He was down 2-0, now looking to punch him out on the 2-2 pitch. He winds and fires. That's going to be knocked foul down into the parking lot.
That will hit a car, just for any viewers to notice. It shouldn't be much too big damage, but no.
Casero looking to get the payoff pitch once more. Here he comes with the 2-2. Looking for that slider. Does not catch the corner. Now we've got a full count.
I mean, if I'm Lincoln here, just speed it by him. He's been late on every pitch. There's no need for dirt. I mean, you got no one on the bases, so you can play around a little, but let's go 1-2-3 to start the inning.
Here's Casero. He'll rock fire. That's going to be fouled off once more.
Looked like a high fastball, trying to get him swinging at that high cheese. You know, that's something most pitchers are going to throw. But let's see what he does on this 3-2 count.
Yeah, that's the pitch that Lincoln was able to get a swing and miss on earlier. Here comes another 3-2. He'll rock fire. And that's going to be popped up out of play once more.
I mean, I'll give credit to the batter staying alive on a 3-2 count. I mean, you've seen, what, 7 pitches now? I mean, that's long at bat, and that's definitely taxing on Lincoln.
And at this point, this is where it turns into mind games between the batter and pitcher. We'll see, what is Lincoln going to throw here? Another full count. He'll deal. And he gets the swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Casero, and that's going to put him up 2 outs for the Hersey Huskies here in this opening inning. The perfect start that you want. Bring your ace out on the mound. He punches out 2 of them to start the game. Now here comes number 11, Diaz, for the BG Bisons. First pitch from Casero. Looks like it was a curveball. That's going to be inside.
Diaz is currently impressing us with a .316 batting average. You know, most guys high school level will be spent around there, but it's still an impressive number.
It's likely why he was put in the 3 spot. It's Lincoln looking for that high cheese again. That's going to be up top over the head of Diaz. 2-0 the count.
Like you said earlier, he's good at battling back. Let's see what he comes back with.
Yeah, I'm sure he is not startled in any way, shape, or form. From the windup, here comes the 2-0 from Lincoln. Fastball in there for a called strike. Diaz is also one of the most recurrent players on this BG team. He's leading in at-bats and plate appearances. You see swing and miss on the fastball from Lincoln Casero.
And infield's got to stay on their toes here. Anything can happen.
Here comes a 2-2 payoff pitch from Casero. That's going to be called strike 3. Inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Bisons. And it's Casero punching out all 3 of them as the Hersey Huskies will come up to bat. And now here we go. We've got the Hersey Huskies coming up to bat. We'll bring you the starting lineups for this Hersey Huskies. Leading off for the Huskies, we've got Charlie Meister, number 5, playing at shortstop. At second, we've got Drew Thomas, number 1, behind the dish. Batting third, we've got Diego Garcia, number 9. He's the DH today. At 4, we've got the red-hot Bennick McNeil, number 15, playing in right field. And at the 5 spot, we've got Michael Sokin, playing at third base, number 18. At the 6 hole, we've got Wyatt Grabowski, number 20, in left field. At 7, we've got Charlie Arvanitis, number 27, in center field. Number 8, we've got Keegan Luxem, normally a pitcher, playing at first today, number 25. And rounding off this order is Marcus Kreshu at second base, number 11. This has been a very strong lineup for Hersey. And as I mentioned, one of the hottest players on this team right now is Bennick McNeil. He hails a batting average of .339. He has been one of the most consistent hitters. We've heard from his teammates that he's a very clutch hitter. He comes up in big situations, and he's been a great leader for this Hersey Huskies team.
I mean, back again at that signing day, head coach Brownlee was talking about Bennett and said he's one of the best players in the MSL East, if not the conference itself. I mean, that's something really impressive to say about a player. He's well-rounded. He can field, he can bat, he can do whatever he needs to, and he can get up on the mound if he needs to. Yeah,
and he's coming back from an injury after last season. He did not play at all after being hurt in basketball. Didn't play basketball this year. Now he's coming back better than ever.
Now taking the plate is number 5, Charlie Meister.
He's been one of the leaders of this team for a very long time. He's been on varsity since his sophomore year. Here comes the opening pitch from Kelly as Meister showed bunt but pulled away. And the call on the pitch was a ball.
Up on the mound is Griffin Kelly, one of the best pitchers as well. He's currently got a 1.6 ERA.
So rock and fire. That one's going to be taken high.
With that, he has 9 appearances with 70 strikeouts. I mean, that's quite an impressive stat if I got to say so myself.
And for our fans, if you can hear, the Hersey dugout is quite loud, trying to get in the head of Griffin Kelly in between pitches. That's going to be a line drive sent out into left center. That's going to be a base hit for Meister. He's digging for 2. And he'll have a standing double to lead off Charlie Meister, hitting the double celly.
That will be off center, and that will be a double, adding on to his impressive batting stats.
And then the first pitch he sees within the strike zone, Meister rips one out into left center. And the Hersey Huskies have a batter in scoring position to start off this ball game.
I mean, when you're up 2-0 in that count, you got to be expecting something you got to hit. Pitcher's got to throw a strike then, because you get yourself in a 3-0 count, that batter's sitting back, waiting for something down the middle.
Here comes Drew Thomas, waiting on the signal from the third base coach. Now he'll step in versus Kelly. Kelly going from the stretch now. Pretty nice lead there from Chuck Meister. So he's going to try and he'll turn that leg back. Just keeping an eye on Chuck for right now.
I mean, this early in the game, that's already in the pitcher's head. I mean, if you can get that pitcher worried about a runner and not focus on the batter, here comes your big pitches.
Here's Kelly. He'll deal, and that's a low pitch in the dirt. Good block from the catcher there.
Up the bat is Drew Thomas with an impressive average as well, batting .368 on the season so far with 76 at-bats.
The junior, he's posted 2 home runs this season, a very rare stat, especially for a player of his stature. It's going to be taken inside. No, that's going to be called a strike. 1-1 the count. As Kelly whipped the fastball in there.
Pickoff move will not get Chuck. He is back to the bag in plenty of time, and it seems that may have jammed his finger on this. Coach is going to check him out.
We'll have a dead ball play here as Chuck maybe a little issue with his finger. First base coach, he'll head back.
Shakes off the coach, and he's going to tough this one out. I mean, that's what you get when you get a star-studded player like that. You know, you take those little minor bumps and bruises, you shake them off, and you get back ready to play.
Looking to maybe score on any ball hit to the outfield from Drew Thomas. And here comes the 1-1 from Kelly as he took one look at Chuck. He's going to go off speed. It's going to catch the corner. Now we've got a 1-2 count.
And with his speed and, you know, base hit, something in the outfield, be looking for him to turn home.
Kelly from the stretch taking another look at Meister. He'll deal. And that's going to be fouled off by Drew Thomas. Good work to stay alive in the count.
I mean, down 1-2, you got to be protecting that plate. You know, I've always had that my whole life. When you're down the count, you got to protect that plate. Anything close.
Pickoff move once again. Good work by the shortstop, Rocco Pericone from BG to get over there quick, but Chuck with a response to get back immediately.
I'll give Kelly props for keeping Chuck close to second base.
Yeah, keeping him in check, but it's clear Chuck is in his head right now as he's taking another look back at him. A second look, he'll deal. That's going to be taken outside. Drew Thomas will go down looking. The backwards K for Griffin Kelly, his first of the night. He has posted 71 strikeouts this season, which is an insane number. And as we mentioned earlier, he's one of the better pitchers in the state. He's just like Lincoln. He was MSL Player of the Year in 2024, and apparently he one-hit Hersey last year. That ball's going to get through on the pickoff, and Charlie Meister is going to get over to third.
Once again, hit in the same hand. I mean, that's got to hurt.
You can see him ailing in pain as the third base ump will call for time. A little mishap there from Kelly as it hits the hand of Chuck Meister, and it'll go into center field. Chuck, whether or not he's hurt, he'll still run and take that free bag. Now an interesting situation here. Diego Garcia coming up to the plate now. He's posting an average of .408, which is quite incredible. But anything hit on the ground could score a run, and hence why you see the Buffalo Grove infield there in the grass. Any ground ball could possibly mean a play at home, which would not be a force out in this situation. The catcher would have to make the tag. So we'll see how Charlie Meister approaches this one, standing at third.
Diego not exactly a big power hitter, but he's consistent. I mean, he'll get the ball in play.
There's Kelly dealing. Off speed, cannot catch the corner. Looking outside on Garcia, who does have the advantage in this at-bat, being that he is a lefty hitter, being that he is a righty hitter against a lefty pitcher. Here's Kelly, he'll rock and fire. That one's taken inside, ball number 2.
I mean, those extra seconds you see on that righty-lefty, those matter. I mean, you get milliseconds of reaction time, and you got less of time to decide if you're going to swing at this
That's what makes baseball so hard. It's such a unique sport. Here's Kelly again. It's going to be taking yet another ball. Here we got a 3-1 count. And in this situation in baseball, the coaches will always tell you, take your pitch. 3-0, don't swing. 3-1, only your pitch. Only what you like. We'll see how Garcia approaches this one. So swing and knock one out the other way, but that's going to be foul into the parking lot. So you can hear the dugout almost howling at Kelly trying to get in his head. Here he deals. That one's going to be knocked out into center field. It's going to score a run. Meister crosses the plate. Garcia's got the ribby. And we've got a 1-0 ball game here in the bottom of the first.
A line single straight up the middle. There's nothing you can do against that defensively. I mean, a man on third, he's going home no matter what. Dugout is going nuts over Chuck.
Brilliant approach from D-Rod there. He stayed alive in that count, showed aggressiveness, and then eventually knocked one out into center field to drive in a run. Here comes Bennett McNeil, red-hot player. In these last couple of games, as we mentioned earlier, he's one of the more clutch players on this team. Batting in the 4-hole, which is always a big spot in any baseball team. Let's see if Garcia will maybe try and steal a bag here. Kelly checks him. And he'll take that pickoff move. Just gets under it. It was very close. Garcia diving under the glove of the first baseman there. Drew Carrison, a sophomore for the Bison. Kelly from the stretch now. D-Rod's got a pretty good lead there at first. Maybe looking to steal a bag. He'll deal. It's going to be taken outside for ball number 2.
And here's where his chance to shine. I mean, you got your runner on first. 1 out. Let that thing fly.
Here's another pitch that's going to be called a strike. Maybe Kelly changing it up a little bit. Trying to force McNeil to swing it. 1-0 ball game. He's going to check him again. Another throw to first. This time not much of a challenge for D-Rod to get back.
He's not going to get caught stealing. He's not going to get slacking off, you know.
He's one of the speediest guys on the teams. There's no reason why he wouldn't steal this bag. So here's Kelly. He'll wait. Check Garcia. He'll deal. That's going to be knocked out into right center. And under that is Diaz to make the play. A fly out F8 for Bennett McNeil. And Garcia will have to stay where he is. 2 outs now. Up and coming now is Mikey Sokin, a junior playing at third base today. Can also play behind the dish as well. A very big power hitter. As Kelly's going to take another look over at Garcia. That's going to get by Carrison.
I mean, it's certainly in his head. If I'm Kelly, I'm not going to throw back again. I mean, you've already advanced the runner and basically given up a run through that.
It's the 6th pickoff move we've seen from Kelly in just this 1 inning. Not entirely sure if there is a limit in high school.
I don't believe there is.
There's a pitch high up on Sokin. He'll take for ball 1. And Kelly looking to get back into this one. Only 1 punch out so far. He caught Thomas looking earlier. It's going to be a swing and a miss from Sokin.
Sokin's still got an
speedy
impressive
fastball from Kelly.
Impressive batting average at 386. You know, that's why he's batting so hot in this order, and that's why this team's going to rely on him here to advance the runner.
Yeah, he's got a lot of extra base hits, which makes sense, showing with the power he's got, the stature. He's such a big kid, and he can really swing, and he's got 2 home runs this year, which, as we mentioned with Drew Thomas earlier, it's a hard thing to do, even as a junior, but he swings really well, and he's got a great stance. That's going to be up and away from Kelly, and that's going to be or wait, did they call that a strike? They did. Interesting call. Did not seem like a strike, but we got a 1-2 count now. Here's Kelly with the payoff to Sokin. That one's going to be a line drive out to center field. Diaz can't make the play. That's going to be a base hit for Sokin.
Diaz does a great job there of blocking the ball, making sure it doesn't get by him to give extra bases to that hit. And you know what, I've saved him a run there. Diego, quite a fast kid. That kid could have gone home if that ball got by him there.
That was a very high exit velocity. That ball came scorching off the bat of Sokin. Diaz very fortunate that it didn't get by his glove, as you mentioned, Thomas. That's going to hold Garcia at second. We've got runners at first and second now. Wyatt Grabowski, the left fielder, up at the plate. So watch the first strike come in. Take a glance at his third base coach looking for a sign.
Once again, a 300-plus batter. I mean, this Hersey team is stacked full of guys that can hit the ball.
Here's Kelly. Take a look at Garcia. He'll deal. That one's going to be popped up. Pericone calling for it. And Grabowski pops out to end the inning. A great bottom of the first we saw from your Huskies. 3 hits, including an RBI single from D-Rod to drive in Chuck Meister after he scored and got on with a leadoff double. They've got a 1-0 Hersey lead. Thomas, what do you think? How do you think the Hersey Huskies can carry on this lead going into the rest of the game?
I mean, personally, that's an impressive outing. I'll give Kelly some credit there, keeping his composure and staying in the game, but I already given up a run in the first inning, and that's not good. As this game progresses, I think it's just going to start falling apart. I got some back faith in the Huskies, and as they come through the order again, they're going to know what they see. But back up on the mound is Lincoln Casero, once again looking to go 1-2-3. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, we've already seen the first 3 batters in the order, and from now on, it just gets easier for him.
Yeah, this is almost like a pitcher battle, being that this is the ace for Hersey and 100% the ace. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't have all the background information, but I'm 100% sure it has to be the ace for BG, being that he's pitched 43 innings and he's appeared 9 times. He's got 70 strikeouts. He's a very good southpaw, and Lincoln, of course, being one of the best pitchers in the state with one of the fastest and just speediest fastballs we've seen in the entire area, and even out of all high school baseball players in the nation.
I mean, yeah, when you're a batter and your first top 3 guys go down, swinging and looking, that pitcher's throwing in the top 80s. If not, he's throwing 88 to 91 miles an hour as a high school pitcher. I mean, that is still extremely crazy. And if I'm in the batter box, I'm worried about getting hit too.
Coming up to the plate now, we've got Rocco Pericone, number 1. He was the man that made the pop-out play to end the inning at shortstop. As he'll step in at the 4-hole against Lincoln Casero, he'll rock and fire. It's going to be a called strike, a 1 the count. And right now, as I mentioned earlier, the pitcher battle, I would say 100% after that first inning, it is definitely Lincoln who has the advantage, as he'll rock and fire once more. One's going to be just high, 1-1 the count.
A throw-down bunt will bring third base and first in. Pull that back. I mean, sitting right here, just trying to get guys on base. Trying to get these hits, trying to get on base and put something together. Otherwise, the Huskies are going to take off with this one.
Lincoln will deal that fastball low and away on Pericone. He's going to get a 1-2 count. A little bit of a cushion now. So see how Pericone approaches this one. Lincoln gets the swing and a miss from Pericone. His 4th strikeout of the day. He's seen 4 batters, and he's punched out every single one of them. As Pericone is the latest victim. We've got 1 out now here in the top of the 2nd here.
Lincoln on the mound working with a fastball, a changeup, a slider, and he'll work in a curveball sometimes.
Coming up to the plate now is Alex Szymanski. He'll ground one over to Meister, who makes the play. Over to Keegan Luxem at first. 6-3 is Szymanski, swung on the first pitch and was punched out by Chuck Meister, the shortstop.
No, back when I used to play, I was always a first pitch guy. That's normally the best pitcher you're going to see out here. And letting loose on that first pitch is something a lot of batters could take hold of here. I mean, Lincoln out here is, if you get down the count, it's going to swing you around.
I've always been someone to kind of wait before. I like to take the first pitch and see where I can go from there. So we've got Drew Carson up, batting 6th. He's playing first for BG. As Casero will fire a fastball just high. 1-1 the count now as Carson fouled off the first pitch.
He went straight back, so, I mean, you got to expect his timing to be on point right now. So
yeah.
We wouldn't expect nothing less of a hit here. If not, here comes another K.
Here's a swing and a miss on the off speed from Lincoln.
Foul tip caught. Now bring up 2-1.
Carson resettling, 2. Trying to regather himself. as he awaits the 1-2 from Lincoln Casero. He'll kick the leg and deal. And a swing and a miss. Yet another strikeout from Lincoln Casero, his 5th of the ball game. And we've got 3 up, 3 down for the 2nd inning in a row for the Hersey Huskies, and they will come up to hit once again. That was a very fast inning, Thomas, as now we're going to get to see these boys come up to the plate and keep raking.
That's true. I mean, I expect this lineup, we're only on 6. We got 3 guys, and that's the top of the lineup. Coming up, we have Charlie Arvanitis, Keegan Luxem, and Marcus Kretzu. I mean, out there, that's pretty impressive. I don't want to get my hopes up so far, but earlier this year, Lincoln Casero threw a no-hitter on their Springfield trip.
And there's no reason why he can't do it today. I mean, BG is not necessarily the strongest team in comparison to the Hersey Huskies. If we look at the records, the Buffalo Grove, they've only won 6 games in comparison to Hersey's 17 wins. And Lincoln being one of the better pitchers in the state against the lineup that is just, they can't catch up to this fastball. I could definitely see an impossible no-hitter today.
I mean, you can just feel it from the dugouts. I mean, BG's out here just going through the motions. They're throwing their normal toss in the outfield, but when you look at Hersey, you can feel the energy coming from that dugout, that brotherhood bond between these guys. They really do truly care about each other, and they want to see each other succeed.
I do happen to know most of these guys that play on the BG team. I play with them in the summer quite often, so it's fun getting to see these guys come and play at our school against some of our varsity guys. Love playing with them. All great guys, great kids. They're funny and all great ball players too.
I wouldn't hold that nothing short of them. I mean, the fact to just play varsity baseball for any team out here is pretty impressive. I mean, you got hundreds of kids coming out to play baseball, freshmen, sophomore, junior, senior year. And to be out here playing on a varsity field on a Monday afternoon is pretty impressive.
It's tough to stick with this sport too, being that, you see a lot of younger kids in elementary school and middle school. They love playing baseball, but none of them really stick with it into high school. And so this is very minute percentage that ended up sticking with it. There's a check swing, and looks like Arvanitis did go around. Charlie Arvanitis. He is batting .329. Lately he's cooled off a little bit after a hot start to the season, but he's looking to get back into it as he's behind the fastball there. 0-2 the count now behind. Arvanitis out in center.
You look behind half these batters, they're just as good as Petal as they are batters. I mean, I expect something big coming from Charlie soon.
That one was low from Kelly, as we'll see a 1-2 count now. Char, very big guy. He's got a lot of power to him as he'll wait. Here comes the 1-2. He'll ground it off to the right, foul.
Looks like it went off of his foot. He's going to take time and stretch that thing out, shake it off.
As of right now, Arvanitis is the only player we've seen swinging it from the left-hand side so far today. All the other Hersey batters have swung it from the right. They've all been hitting really well as he's got the 1-2 count approach. Here comes Kelly's pitch. Off speed, caught him looking. Second strikeout of the day for Kelly as Arvanitis goes down. 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Looked like that pitch had some movement. Charlie winced up there. It looked like that pitch was coming towards him and to bend back into the zone.
Yeah, good curveball there from Griffin Kelly. As here comes Keegan Luxem, a normal pitcher. He's only had a couple hits this entire season. He's got 2 hits, and one of them happens to be a home run. Today he's playing at first, batting 8th. Another very big stature player, Keegan Luxem, as he'll knock one out into deep center field. Diaz ranging back on it, dives, he can't get it. And Keegan is going to have a stand-up double. As you see the double celly there again. Another double for this Hersey Huskies team as the diving effort from Diaz could not get there. A great hit from Keegan Luxem, and now up and coming to the plate is Marcus Kretzu. And he will have a runner in scoring position, trying to knock him in. Kretzu with an average of .240. He's got plenty of hits this year. He's got a lot of ribbies. As he awaits the first pitch from Kelly. Off speed, he'll wait on it. It's going to be called a ball.
Kretzu's one of those position guys. He can kind of play wherever you put him. He's been moved around his whole career. He started off in the outfield, moved to the infield, and now he's playing catcher.
That is Kretsu. My apologies. I was saying Kreishu earlier. As Kelly stepped off there for a moment, maybe rethinking. You can still hear that Hersey dugout there very loud, trying to get in his head, and it's been working as he steps off again. Mind games here.
He's not going to let Kelly get into a groove. He's not going to let him calm down. He wants those quick pitches because he's currently not been that accurate.
Number 17, Griffin Kelly, the southpaw. Waits, he'll fire. That's going to be grounded. Up the middle, it's through. Here comes Luxem as he trips on the play, and he's going to have to go back to third. Unfortunate. Should have been a run scored, but unfortunate mishap. The turf monster got him there.
The dugout's going to have the few share of laughs. Keegan's going to act like he's hurt, but he's all good. Nice little single drove up the middle.
Unfortunate play, though. That should have been a scored run. That's a good hit right up the middle from Marcus Kretsu. Kretsu.
But currently here, I wouldn't want anyone else coming up to the plate. Chuck Meister with 3 home runs on the year. This is the guy you want with the bases semi-juiced.
Yeah, 12 ribbies. He opened the first inning with a double. As you can see, that's Keegan with the stutter step leading off from third. We'll see if Kretsu possibly decides to steal a bag at second, advancing into scoring position, and maybe Chuck can knock in possibly 1 or 2 runs. Here comes Kelly. Play a pickoff move to first. Kretsu getting back without an issue.
Man, if I'm Marcus, you're expecting a pretty easy steal here. I mean, that catcher throws down to second. Keegan's going to be hauling it home.
Here's a knock deep out to center field, and Diaz will make the play, and tagging up is Luxem. He'll score easily, and it's 2-0 for Hersey. Chuck Meister with the sacrifice fly out to center field, a hard line drive. Almost got over the head of Diaz. Good play to range back and make the catch. Is now stepping up is Drew Thomas. He went down looking earlier, looking to bounce back. Possibly move Kretsu up to second or even third, or even drive him in. So you've got 2 outs now. See that 2-out approach from Drew Thomas. As Kelly will take a look over at first and fire there. Kretsu back easily.
You expect pitchers to try a pickoff move once or twice, but he's currently at 10 already.
Yeah, he's really likes to keep the runners in check. He likes to make sure that no one's going to steal on him. I mean, and I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Hersey's, they've been known for aggressive leads. They get very big leads. We saw D-Rod earlier was getting a huge lead, as there's Kretsu getting a pretty big lead off first there. Kelly ignores it, and he'll fire one in for a strike. Count moves to 1-1. Drew Thomas, the catcher, awaiting. Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped in the air. Right fielder calling for it. He'll make the catch. And Thomas goes down, and that'll be it for the second inning. Hersey does get another run in. Chuck Meister with the sac fly to knock in Keegan Luxem as they batted through the order after 2, and we've got a 2-0 ball game as we head into the third.
That's the way to keep the bleeding under control. I feel this game's going to get out of hand very quickly, and Buffalo Grove's doing a good job of keeping the bleeding to not get too bad. I mean, looking at these teams, you can clearly see there's a big mismatch in talent. But it's also in hard work. I mean, you see these Hersey guys out here every day practicing, not lollygagging, and, really sticking into it and trying to play the game right. As Casero will take back the mound.
Quick shout out to Mother Nature. The entire day it was pretty gloomy and cold and windy, cloudy outside. But now as we're getting into the ball game, we're seeing sunny skies. Still a little bit of a breeze. It gets a little chilly every now and then, but the sun really keeping us warm. I know
That's right.
Wearing the polo without sleeves. It was definitely cold earlier, but now feeling a lot better, and this is an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball.
I bet sun's at our backs. That will affect some of the outfielders' view on the ball, especially if those high foul balls or pop flies. We got a slight wind coming in from center field, so I wouldn't expect too many balls to go flying too far. But, hey, you get a hold of one and send it to these houses back here, you'll have a nice time running the bases.
Yeah, right fielder we saw for BG had to, he was staring up into the sun trying to make that play. You could see him trying to shield it even with the glasses. He was fortunately able to make that play. Or I guess you could say unfortunately for us and Drew Thomas, we would have liked to see that one drop and Marcus Kretzu score. As we've got Lincoln coming out for another half inning up in the third. He's got 5 strikeouts already. Hasn't allowed a hit, hasn't allowed a base runner. Right now he's posting a perfect game. We'll see how that goes. And beforehand we talked to Lincoln. He said he thought he was only going to throw 4, and right now he's on pace to throw maybe 5 or 6 innings, depending how this inning goes. But the way it's been going and the way he's gone 3 up, 3 down both times, and now he's facing the bottom of the order, I would not see any reason why he can't do it again.
I mean, we're going to see the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, and these guys are, wouldn't expect too much hits out of them. They might go to this plate pretty aggressive on these first few pitches because as all these batters have seen, these first pitches are either fastballs or changeups. And they're not having too much movement on these first few pitches. Lincoln's trying to get in there, get those early strikes so he can be up in the count and not have to worry about missing a ball here or there or two.
Here comes Hanson Joey to the plate for the Buffalo Grove Bison. He posts a batting average of .250, not a very strong batting average, as he shows bunt on the first pitch. Unfortunately misses, and that's going to be a strike and 0-1 count for Lincoln. And don't understand exactly why he's doing that. If he's going to sit there and miss, can't be missing the bunt. You're just giving Lincoln the advantage as he swings and misses on the heat from Lincoln Casero.
He's already in advantage. He's got an 0-2 count. You can quite literally throw anything you want here. If you're expecting something, here's your curveball.
Yeah, those fastballs have been hitting lower 90s today. So hit off speed, caught him looking. The 6th strikeout of the day for Lincoln Casero. As Hanson Joey goes down, backwards K for Lincoln. And now up to the plate, here comes number 16 for BG. That is, we don't have him rostered. Okay.
38 strikeouts on the season so far for Lincoln.
Possibly, he's not showing up on the Max Prep sheet we have, but this could very possibly be a JV guy coming up to play for BG, unless he doesn't show up on the Max Preps sheet. As he swings and misses from the pitch from Lincoln Casero. So go down 0-2 in the count. Lincoln possibly looking for his 7th strikeout of the night. He'll deal that one just low. Count goes to 1-2. Lincoln still dealing from the windup. Has not had to deal from the stretch at all from any point this day. He rocks, he fires, and gets a swing and a miss for strike number 3. That is strikeout number 7 on the night. For Lincoln Casero, he is absolutely dealing against the Bison. They have absolutely no chance. Just absolute heat from the fastball is stepping up to the plate.
Outfield's going to shift towards right field. This pitcher looks like he's going to be behind on the ball. You got righty on righty, and they're really not expecting him to pull this ball.
And at the caboose, we've got John Vina, teammate of mine, good friend of mine. He's playing shortstop today he's playing second base today for Buffalo Grove. As he awaits from Lincoln. 0-1 down in the count. He'll swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Vina. As he chokes up on the bat. We've seen that a lot from Buffalo Grove, trying to speed up the bat, trying to speed up their swing in order to keep up with this high-speed fastball. Here comes Lincoln. High, and that's going to be a 1-2 count now. Looking for strikeout number 8 is Lincoln. Vina can swing very well, and he does not shy away from an aggressive stance. And he'll swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 for Lincoln Casero. Number 8 with 8 strikeouts, and he has been absolutely on fire. Buffalo Grove can do nothing about it. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts in the inning for the second time today, as BG has yet to see They've only seen one ball put in play, but they're yet to see a base runner. As Hersey will come back up to hit, it's Diego Garcia will be leading off. On deck is Bennett McNeil. In the hole, Mikey Sokin. So the heart of the lineup coming up for Hersey. We're going to maybe get a couple more runs and provide some more insurance for Lincoln Casero coming into the fourth. Bottom of three now is Kelly's back on the bump.
I mean, you expect nothing less from him. I mean, you got a team that's not so solid hitters. They got some decent guys out here, but they have a bad offense. You know, that's why they've lost so many games. I mean, you have a star pitcher on the mound that can slice and dice, can really do what he needs to do up there. But if you don't have a good defense backing you up, and you certainly don't have a good offense, you're not going to win any ball games. And that's what BG has shown. I mean, they're ranked 5th in the conference with Hersey being first, and there's a reason for that. Hersey has some hitters. Everyone's a hitter. They also have some great talent on the mound with Lincoln, Keegan, Riley Blackwell, Bowen Sumley, Bennett McNeil. I mean, all these guys are constantly up there throwing like life depends on it. And, you know, once again, wouldn't expect nothing less from Lincoln.
That's a great way to put it. Life depends on it. I mean, I guess you could call it do or die at some point. The way they've been throwing, it's just, you can't help but be impressed. And as we mentioned earlier, that pitcher battle, it is 100%. The scales have tipped in Lincoln's favor, and I don't know if there's any going back for Kelly, as he's already let up 6 hits, or I believe is it 6 or 5?
I think it's 5.
It is 5 hits to Lincoln, who's been throwing 8 strikeouts. This has been fantastic. As now here comes Diego Garcia, D-Rod, up for his second appearance. He had a base hit earlier, drove in Chuck Meister, as he'll wait, and he'll swing immediately. Grounder to short. Pericone is going to miss it. It's going to go way over his head. And that's going to get to the backstop, and D-Rod will stroll into second easily. E6 on the play. High velocity ground ball. Good stop, but not a great throw. Way over the head. And D-Rod will take second with ease.
I have a feeling the tides are starting to change. I mean, you see this defense is now starting to fall apart. Shortstop can't make that easy throw, routine throw to first to get the out. And now you end up with a batter in running position, scoring position, by the way. And up to the plate, it's Bennett McNeil, one of the best well-rounded players on the team. And let's see if he can bat him in.
He's got a runner in scoring position, already at the advantage. As you see, the corner infielders are pinching in. The first baseman and the third baseman are both playing in the grass. So we'll maybe see if Bennett bunts here. I would doubt that he does, being that a 4-hole hitter. There's no reason he should be bunting. Just swing away. As D-Rod's got another big lead. Here's the first pitch for that curveball down in the dirt. 1-0 the count.
Dugout's still live and active on this while still being up 2-0.
I'm sure they'll be live and active the entire day. I mean, that's just the culture of Hersey baseball. That's the culture of some of our guys. Is that one a missed pickoff throw? As D-Rod unfortunately wasn't aware of it as he slid back in head first. It's the second time that Kelly has missed a pickoff throw, but he got lucky that time as Garcia was not aware of it and did not take off for third. Diaz with the backup quick enough to inhibit Garcia from moving on as he gets another big lead. Kelly will check him over. McNeil waiting at the plate. He'll take outside for strike number 1.
I mean, we'll give some credit to that second baseman, holding him on. Ball goes by, and he still puts the tag on Diego, stopping him from getting up and running in third. I mean, that's some mind games out there. That's some smart baseball IQ.
Yeah, baseball's all about deception. As here comes another pitch from Kelly. That's going to be a line drive into left center field as Garcia's rounding with speed. He will score with no throw to the plate. It's a 3-0 Huskies lead as Bennett McNeil drives in yet another, his 15th RBI on the season. As McNeil, his hot streak continues. Now stepping up to the plate is Mikey Sokin.
With no outs, how much longer is this bleeding going to go on for? I mean, the Huskies have plenty of energy, plenty of batting to go around, and feel things are going to start getting out of hand soon.
And at this point, you have to keep an eye on that bullpen in the opposite corner and right field. See if maybe we'll see some activity. Someone ready to go to replace Kelly, as he's not had the ideal outing. He's got a 1.6 ERA. I'm sure that'll go up after this game. We've got a 3-0 lead for the Huskies here in the third inning.
I mean, still impressive showcase, but with these early batters on bases, getting in his head, making him move, making him pick off out of his rhythm, can't find a good solid spot to throw the ball, and a lot of these are ending up in the dirt.
Second pitch there was fouled off over the backstop from Mikey Sokin. Now he'll face an 0-2 count. Kelly looking to punch him out. Kelly deals. That's going to be grounded right back to him. Maybe looking to turn two. And Sokin will be safe at first. The throw from Vina not in time. Kelly turns around, does get the lead runner in Bennett McNeil out at first, but they cannot turn two, so there's only one out.
I mean, what a wake-up call, having that ball line right back at you coming off the mound. It's good reaction time, way to wake back up in this game, and maybe we'll see something coming out of him soon.
Yeah, and he kind of just threw it right back to the second baseman, or the second baseman without much effort. He kind of just looked like he looked unfazed from it. Here's Wyatt Grabowski. He'll take the first pitch up high. What did Wyatt do on his first at bat? Kelly looking over, and he'll throw at Sokin. Sokin just reached on the fielder's choice. Good work to leg that one out and get on base.
I believe Wyatt flied out his previous at-bat, coming up with 2 outs in the previous inning, and left Charlie with 2 outs.
Yes, he flew out in the first inning. That is correct. I do remember that now. So we've got Sokin at first. 1 out. 2-0 count. Kelly looking to get back into this one. Get a 3-0 Hersey Huskies lead in the bottom of the third. If you're just tuning in now, that's going to be low. And now a 3-0 count. As Grabowski will likely be take all day on this one. As Kelly stares him down. Doesn't even bother to look at Sokin. He'll fire. That one does hit the zone. Now the count moves to 3-1. And in this situation, as we mentioned earlier, the coaches will say your pitch and your pitch only. Here's Kelly taking another throw over to first as Sokin effortlessly dives back.
That makes 17 pickoffs moves. I mean, seeing that from one pitcher in 3 innings is outrageous to me.
Yeah, I don't even think, well, I mean, Lincoln hasn't even had to throw at a batter or throw at a runner because he hasn't let anyone on.
That's right.
I mean, when you're having to pick off so much, that kind of shows some red flags for the pitcher. Maybe time to turn it up, as now you can hear clapping from the Hersey dugout. Full count as Kelly takes another look over at first base.
And if I'm up on that mound, we're already down 3, right? You know, I'm not going to take off too much, but I'd hone in on the batter here. Let him take second, let him take third. If that batter doesn't hit the ball, he's
full
not
count.
going home.
Southpaw will throw over to first, and now Sokin, he's caught in a pickle. Shortstop chasing him down. Sokin will dive back. Oh, and he's going to be punched out. Good work by the BG defense as the pickoff move finally works out for Griffin Kelly. Sokin took off as soon as Kelly threw it and was caught in a rundown and couldn't get out of it. So now there's 2 outs for Grabowski with a full count. Thomas, you can go.
And you're expecting that. It's just...
Here comes the full count. That's going to be fouled off to the right. Again, now Kelly wheeled from the windup. He'll kick and fire. Grabowski knocks one out into right center. Center fielder calls him off. That's going to end the inning.
A little bit of deja vu for him.
So the Hersey Huskies get yet another run. D-Rod gets driven in by Bennett McNeil. We've got a 3-0 lead going into the 4th. Plenty of insurance for Lincoln. So he'll come out. That devious walk back out on the bump. Looking to keep dealing, and he's been lights out so far. He hasn't allowed a single base runner on, and I'm sure he's looking to keep going. As I'm sure BG, they're quite frightened by the presence of him being up there. That fastball, they cannot catch up to it. And it's just been dominance all around.
And joining us shortly will be one of baseball's Hersey's alumni's RCB, and he'll be on the broadcast very shortly.
Very excited to have RCB Ryan Contreras Betts on the broadcast. Great friend of all Hersey Dispatch members. It's possibly a reset here as we're going to welcome him on. He's going to quick replace Thomas Mulder here. Welcome on, RCB. How you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenal, Jack. How are we on this fine, sunny, beautiful day?
It's been fantastic. Watching Lincoln has been brilliant. He has been absolutely lights out, as I mentioned. He's got 8 strikeouts, and as I said, almost a frightening presence as he walks up to the mound. There's nothing that the BGE offense can do to catch up to this fastball.
I mean, yeah, when Lincoln is on, he is on. I mean, he has been an absolute workhorse early start of the season, so he's been doing absolutely phenomenal.
And as tribute to my boy RCB and as tribute to all of Dispatch, we're going to let Ryan take the play-by-play here.
All right, Casero now. As you said, we're now in the top of the 4th inning. Huskies lead 3-0. Casero, has no walks through the first 3. First pitch is low and away, ball 1.
Yeah, he's been really favoring that fastball so far. As I mean, there's no reason why not to, because the BGE Bisons, they just can't catch up to it.
Kelly fouls one over this way, down the right field line. Hauled in there by Gruberski.
Good hustle play there into foul territory by Wyatt. He gets under that one to put down the first batter for the BG Bisons.
Yeah, that was Griffin Kelly, 0 for 1 on the afternoon so far. Now 0 for 2. Lincoln gets a quick early first out. He's at 39 pitches through the first 3 innings. So keeping it efficient, that's been key for Lincoln in this early going to start the year.
Here comes Dudek back up to the plate. He went down looking to Lincoln earlier. So he'll take a strike there.
Casero from the windup. Fires away. It's a fastball. Ground ball to second base. Fielded cleanly onto first for the second out.
Routine play there from Kretsu. So now we're seeing BG starting to swing the bat a little bit more. Finally making some more contact on it. But regardless of that, Casero putting down every single runner, every single batter he sees. Still no base runners so far as we are in the top of the 4th, 3.2 innings into it.
Diaz up at the plate.
Also struck out to Casero earlier.
Looks like a slider there, lone outside for ball 1.
It's a pitch we haven't seen very often today. He threw it a couple times during warm-up, but we haven't really seen that, and it's interesting that he decided to throw that first pitch there.
Well, if I could provide a little insight into that, my assumption it would be mainly directive from inside the dugout. First time through the order, they like to stay with the hard stuff, stick with the fastball and changeup, especially if Lincoln's changeup is working. It's nasty. He's got a little bit of that kick change action.
Yeah. He's got an interesting grip on it, too. I remember him showing me showing us, me and Thomas, how he grips it. It's actually quite an interesting grip. I can't necessarily describe the way I saw it, but I mean, if you were to see it, it would be quite interesting. And it's
got a little bit of that knuckle from that middle finger.
Yeah, almost like a Spider-Man look to it, as he's gonna punch out yet another. As Diaz frustrated with himself. That is the 9th strikeout of the evening for Lincoln Casero. What an incredible performance. He's gone 4 innings without a single base runner as the Hersey Huskies are coming back up to the plate. And we've got 7, 8, 9 here once again. Char, Keegan, and Marcus Kretsu. They posted very strong in that previous inning. Keegan got on with a double. Kretsu almost drove him in, but Keegan unfortunately bitten by the turf monster. Fell down, could not get all the way home, but despite that, it was Chuck Meister who ended up driving him in on the sac fly. And Chuck has had an incredible game so far, both on at the plate and out on the field. He's made some plays at short, and he's got a hit to lead off this game, and he's knocked one in.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see. I mean, Chuck, obviously, he's been raking so far this year. You know, batting in the leadoff spot today. A little bit of a lineup shuffle from what I've been accustomed to seeing so far this season. Few interesting names at different locations. But over the weekend, too, not the outcome the Huskies would have wanted, but it was good news to see Keegan Luxem get on the board with his first home run of the year, which was also his first base hit of the year. I know that's a monkey off the back
Yeah,
for
that's
Keegan.
incredibly, that's so rare, seeing that a guy who's normally a pitcher coming out and he goes out and he knocks one over the fence. That's incredible for, obviously, the confidence when he steps up at the plate. Is now here we got Charlie Arvanitis stepping up once again. He struck out looking earlier. Difficult lefty-on-lefty matchup as we saw him go down on the breaking ball earlier.
Well, the one thing to note for Char is he struggles with that breaking ball at times, especially from lefties. But when he's on, I mean, he's batted .329 this season, so he's been on for a majority of the year as he fouls one down the left field line.
It's going to be up, and trying to make the play there was number 12 for the Bison. That was Alex Szymanski. He was behind the dish. Just popped straight up, could not make the play.
I mean, Char, one thing he's going to look to do on this lefty-lefty matchup is actually to poke it down this left field line the other way. He has a lot of power when he pulls the ball, but he also is a great slap hitter. He has contact to all fields. 0-1. Long wait, wind up and the pitch. Ground ball right side, foul.
Yeah, as there you can see that there's the pull from Char's. That one just barely stayed foul. Possibly would have gotten by the glove of Kerrison and maybe a base hit for Arvanitis to get on for the leadoff. So he's down on the count 0-2. More of an aggressive stance here.
0-2, bottom of the fourth inning. Huskies up 3-0. Pitch on the way. Swinging a drive up the middle, base hit.
Good slap there from Arvanitis as he gets back on. Good approach. Great contact from the barrel. Gets him on, and it's going to set up Keegan Luxem, who had that double earlier. Back up to the plate he comes. He'll check on third base coach. I believe that's Coach Brownlee. RCB, would you happen to know?
Yes, that is Coach Brownlee down there along third base line.
You are the insight man, being that you
Little bit of
play
the
for
insight man.
You played for this team, and you've gone to way more games than I have.
Just a few, I would say. Kelly from the stretch fires one. Keegan fouls one back. Char has some wheels over at first base.
He's got those long strides, big man, over 6 foot.
Keegan, for his height, might not have the most speed, but like we said earlier, he has pop in his bat. 0-1. Low for ball one.
I just noticed on the TV screen here, I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I noticed one of the BG coaches talking in the walkie. I'm not exactly sure how that works in high school baseball. So, RCB, do you know what that might be for?
Well, first we get a ground ball short. It's going to be a play over at first. He beats it out. Infield single for Keegan Luxem. And the Huskies have something brewing here. 2 men on. And what I would say, so it's one of two things. One, he's either calling the trainer, or two, he's talking with the catcher. So now there's a new thing. They have obviously the pitch comm in college and in the major leagues, but just recently introduced to high school athletics. I know the Huskies have given it some experimenting early in this season with Mikey Sokin behind the dish. Saw them the second game of the year that they had the earpiece in, and it's fascinating to watch. Obviously, I'm a little bit more old school. I prefer to see some nice finger signals, but it's a quicker communication, and it just allows for some more interesting things to happen. You're able to, hide signs differently. You're able to have direct communication, too, with the dugout. And it really does not have as many issues as you'd think. Fell out of Mike's ear maybe one time in that game. Battery died once, but that was just because someone forgot to charge it after the Saturday doubleheader. But outside of that, it is a fascinating tool, and as we continue to watch the development of high school athletics, it's been floated in some circles to add the pitch clock to high school. How you would enforce that, I'm not really 100% sure.
I don't believe the pitch clock should be anywhere near high school baseball for the next 15 or so years.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't even have a shot clock full-time in high school basketball, so you can't implement a pitch clock just yet.
However, that rule is going to be enforced next year.
Yep. It's going to be fascinating to watch that.
Yeah, and obviously the pitch comm is a very innovative thing in all of baseball. Of course, I'm sure everyone has heard about the Astros cheating scandal and their stealing signs, so pitch comm really inhibits any chance that a team might steal signs. And obviously unfortunate that we had to see that happen to baseball, but things are pointing in the right direction. As before that break, after the mound visit, Keegan Luxem. Oh, that's going to be a
squaring
bunt.
around to bunt. And they're not going to go to third, and Marcus is going to beat it out. An infield bunt single for Marcus Kresu, and the bases are loaded.
Confusion from BG, miscommunication. Griffin Kelly was the one who fielded it, was looking for third, wasn't there.
Well,
Looked
I'm
for first and it was too
fascinated.
late.
I mean, that's on the third baseman for not calling it out. He had plenty of time to
Yeah.
get the force at third. And you could see even on the first, I mean, that's beautiful by Marcus to lay it down the third base line rather than the first base line, because you saw the first baseman was creeping. They read that bunt all the way, and it brings up Chuck Meister, Huskies' arguably hottest bat, with the bags juiced. Infield will be in for the Bison. Kelly from the stretch. Fires one in. Curveball misses inside, ball one.
This is back-to-back hits we've seen where the Hersey Huskies have legged one out. We saw Keegan Luxem on the unfortunate play where it looks like Pericone at the shortstop mishandled it. Had an error earlier, so a rough day for him. And then Kretsu legging it out on the bunt to move runners up into bases loaded as Chuck was swinging. Foul one off to the left side there. Of course, aggressive stance and aggressive. He's very firm in the box. He doesn't fear anything. He comes up swinging 90% of the time when he sees a strike, and obviously there's no reason not to, being that he's one of the most mechanically sound and better hitters on this team.
Yeah, I mean, I believe a 4-year starter for our team as well. He's handled it with absolute dignity. He's one of the leaders on this team. Has 12 RBIs this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 4th inning. Bags juiced for the Huskies. Kelly looks in for the sign and fires away. There's a drive, flare down to right field. Tagging is Arvanitis. Here comes the throw in. Char will score as he beats out the throw. And Huskies take a 4-0 lead.
That is the second sac fly we've seen from Chuck. Fortunate not to see him get on, but when you're getting out and you're still scoring runs, it's a great sight to see, and that's perfect baseball there. As we've still only got 1 out, as Chuck had the ducks on the pond there with Char at third, Keegan at second still, and Kretsu still at first. He knocks in Char with 1 out, and here comes Drew Thomas.
Drew Thomas really making a name for himself this season. Obviously had a lot of playing time last year due to injuries as he takes ball 1. But he's definitely established himself as one of the most solid hitters on this team as well. Already has a couple of home runs this year, 20 RBIs, 368 average, and he's played in multiple positions too with some strong defense as well.
Yeah, and he's still got 1 year left. He's going to be 100. He's already 100% a leader on this team, but there's no doubt that he'll be a leader again next year, being that he is a junior. He's going to pop one up. It's going to go over the backstop out of play.
Yeah, if Drew can get a hold of one, I mean, Drew is another one of those guys that has some sneaky pop in his bat.
Of course, yeah, with 2 home runs, and he's definitely a mechanically sound player. I know he's been playing all his life. He used to play for Athletic Barn before they ended up joining with Illinois Travel Baseball. He's always been a baseball guy, Drew Thomas.
Large gap out there between right and center. Let's see if Drew can poke one into that gap. Takes upstairs, ball 2. Luxem has a short lead off of second. Not trying to get back picked at second base. Definitely not what Coach Brownlee or Coach Lazzarato would be a fan of. Kelly tries a pickoff over to first base, and they got him.
Very aggressive, big lead from Kretsu, and you can see when Kelly started to make that pickoff move, Kretsu started to take off, and he's made a shuffle down the line toward the second base bag, and then he had to get back. So a very long dive back to the bag, and fortunately Kretsu couldn't get back. And successful pickoff for Griffin Kelly, who's made about, I believe, 23 pickoffs today, which is an insane number, being that we're only 4.5 innings through.
Well, yeah, he already picked off Mikey Sokin earlier in this one. And he'll fire one for strike one, or strike two, rather.
2-2. Thomas fouled one off earlier.
2-2, 2 outs. Huskies lead 4-0. Luxem at second base. Long look in for Kelly, the left-hander. And he fires away. The payoff pitch, ground ball down the third base line, but foul.
Right toward us is, see, one of the Hersey guys. Looks like Riley Blackwell come out and pick it up.
So a good battle here from Thomas.
It's always, this is to the point where it gets to mind games, is what's he going to throw, where is he going to place it between Drew and Griffin, as there's a look back at second base.
67 pitches for Kelly so far through 3 2/3. No walks, 2 strikeouts. He's allowed 10 hits, however.
There is some action in the Buffalo Grove bullpen. Can't necessarily see who it is from here.
That's a righty, so it'll change up arm looks. Kelly looks in, payoff delivery. Thomas fouls one back again. I mean, a good thing about these long innings is it tires out the Bison, but keep an eye on Casero. You know, he has been dialed, obviously, so far through this one. And those long waits for the starting pitcher get your arm a little cold. I'm sure he was wearing a jacket inside the dugout.
He's got the long sleeves on.
2-2 on the way again from Kelly. Thomas pokes one into right field, and it'll be caught by the center fielder for the third out.
Good athletic effort from the center fielder. A lot of speed. The wheels to make that play. Obviously, outfielders have to be some of the more athletic players out on the diamond, and good hustle there from Diaz to put one down. As that one, if it would have dropped, it definitely would have scored for sure. Luxem and likely, or sorry, Kretsu got out,
he
so
got
just
picked off.
Luxem.
Well, the Huskies score one on 3 base hits. They scored off that sacrifice fly from Chuck Meister. They add one to their lead. It's 4-0 heading into the top of the 5th inning. Back out there, it's Lincoln Casero.
Still plenty of insurance for him. He's got quite the 4-run cushion, and I would not doubt that he's going to keep throwing. And I remember he predicted, I mentioned this earlier, he told me and Thomas he thinks he's only going to throw 4 innings, and he has put up in astonishing numbers. He has struck out 9 guys.
Yep, 9 strikeouts.
And he is not allowed a single batter on base. He's only allowed.
Little word of advice. We don't want to jinx it here.
Yeah, that the
got a
announcer
gem
jinxed
coming
us,
from
right,
Casero. Yeah, 2 errors for the Bison in this one, so defense not helping out Kelly all too much, but neither is 10 hits. And again, efficiency has been the biggest thing for Casero. It's what he has struggled with at times throughout his career, has struggled with early in this season, despite having good numbers. Let's not put it past him. He's had a good start to the season. But this has been his most efficient game of the season so far.
Yeah, and what I've heard from about Lincoln is sometimes how he pitches can depend on the day, you know. There are some days that Lincoln, he absolutely deals, and then there's some days where Lincoln, you know, he's not bringing his best out there. But today, 100%, he is absolutely dealing. He has been firing that fastball very efficiently. Buffalo Grove has been behind it almost every single time, and when they've been able to put it in play, still he's been backed up by a very efficient infield for Hersey's. He's going to be back out there on the bump for the top of the 5th.
4, 5, 6 up for the Bison. Pericone, Szymanski, and Karrasen.
Pericone went down swinging earlier. He gets his second matchup versus Casero.
That one misses low and outside for ball 1. Good crowd here today for this conference matchup. First of the year between the two. They'll meet again at Rec Park on Wednesday. Casero fires in, strike 1.
Rec Park, that's interesting. How come they're not playing at Buffalo Grove's field? Are they under construction?
Still, there are renovations going on at Buffalo Grove's field, so all their home games this year have been over at Rec.
That makes sense.
Fouls this one over the Bison dugout.
Can't even necessarily call that a home game, being that Rec Park is a little deeper into the Arlington Heights territory.
I would
and-
even argue it would be more of a prospect home
Yeah,
game for
that's-
that matter.
Yeah, that's a little bit far from Hersey, too.
I know
Not terribly far, but...
me and Jack have had some meetings at Rec Park in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Some
back
good
in the
old summer league.
AHYA days. I mentioned earlier, got a couple teammates who I'm playing with in the summer league. Of course, now we're playing travel. A lot of teammates playing on this BG team. They play a very efficient, mechanical, respectful game.
Fouled away behind the backstop. We'll do it again. Two and two. Casero from the windup. Gets his sign and deals. Bounces one in the dirt.
Looks
So
like
now
he was
we're
going
full.
change there. That is what he struck out Pericone on earlier.
So full count here to Pericone. Casero with the payoff delivery. Swung on and right to Luxem for the first out. Nice line drive. Just had to move one step to his left. And there's out number one.
First little minor threat we've seen from BG today is a hard hit ball. Again, still behind that fastball as he hits it, as the righty hits it down the first baseline. But as you mentioned, Keegan Luxem, one step, easy glove, and we've got one down here in the top of the fifth.
That's another thing to know about Keegan. He has a sure glove. I've seen him make some outstanding picks in practice in my time. He saved me a handful of times. Curveball in there for strike one.
Alex Szymanski standing in at the 5-hole as he waits on the first pitch, and he gets called for a strike. Off speed there from Lincoln.
Fastball low and away. Even at one.
Casero's facing 4, 5, 6 in this inning, and he's already put down the cleanup hitter. Awaiting on deck is Drew Carrison, the first baseman.
Slider misses low and away.
Yeah, that's one of the rare times, as I mentioned earlier, rare times we've seen him throw that fastball, or throw that slider, sorry. He was throwing it pretty well in warm-ups. He was throwing it a little bit more, but obviously now with the communications between the dugout pitcher and catcher, maybe a little bit of a change in pitching pattern.
That one's a fastball in there for strike two.
And then when in doubt, fire that fastball. I mean, there's no
when you've
reason.
got a fastball that can touch the upper 90s, it's probably a good idea to go to that one.
Yeah, he's been hitting 90, 91 today.
Ground ball over to the second base side, bobbling with it, and it'll be the first base runner to reach this afternoon.
Fortunate as the perfect game goes away. A little bit of a bobble and unfortunate error from Marcus Kretzu.
Well, it's not his natural position over there at second base. We've seen him much more at third base in his time. I know he has caught in the past as well, but I would have to say this is his first game at second base this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah will work from the stretch for the first time this afternoon.
And for Marcus, obviously you got to shake off that error. Don't let it get under your skin and just forget about it and move on. I'm sure he'll make another great play. He made a great play earlier on a ground ball, but we'll get back into it. As Lincoln is dealing from the stretch for the first time this evening. He'll fire a fastball up high on Carrison.
Well, that's one thing you want to watch, especially if you're Lincoln, and we hope that he's able to adjust to it here, is keeping firm and firing strikes when he's pitching from the stretch. He has struggled at times. Fastball in there for strike one. Bounces back after missing high. I mean, that's one thing too. Lincoln might be trying to overthrow. I mean, one thing he has struggled with this year has been a blister issue on his index finger. It's an issue I've had in the past as well because you're ripping so hard down on those seams. Well, look at that. He fires another one. Strike two.
Sure, the blister doesn't matter to him. He wants to keep firing. And obviously, like as you mentioned, pitchers, I feel like every single pitcher, they feel more comfortable dealing from the windup. It's more fluent, and it's more, they're able to, fire it harder. Being that you're winding up, you get a full stretch, you get to take your time a little more. Whereas the stretch, You're worrying about the base runner. You're obviously going from different motion. It's still the same leg kick, but it feels different, especially in that pitcher's mindset.
Well, 1-2 after the foul straight back from Carrison. Casero will look over. It gets by Luxem. But Szymanski will not advance on the play.
I believe that's a courtesy runner on for Szymanski.
Oh, good eye there, Foster.
Number 7, I'm not entirely sure who that
I
is.
can take a peek here.
That is Schvetz, it looks like, or Schweck.
I believe so. I'm not getting the update so far on my box score. But yeah, courtesy runner.
Or sorry, Schepts or Schutz, or however you say that.
2-2 from Casero. Outside, he checks his swing and holds. So now we're full, runner on first, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. Huskies lead 4-0. We had our first base runner reach just moments ago off the error from Marcus Kresu. Runner
Schutz is gonna
goes.
Take off. It's hard hit.
That ball's way back there. It's off the wall. 1 run will score. Into second base is Carrison. And the Bison get on the board with their first base hit of the game.
So they finally broke through to Lincoln Cosero. They've found a way to beat that rhythm, and that perfect game disperses. So now we're going to see possibly a pitching change.
No, this is just a mound visit. That's
Oh, yeah,
Coach
we've got
Kelly
no one.
heading out there. Kell probably just trying to settle his pitcher down.
Got no one in the bullpen so far. We will let you know as soon as we see something, but hard hit from Drew Carrison, as that's going to be a double that will score. It was a hit and run situation, and didn't necessarily need to be a hit and run because Carrison, he hit it so hard that there was easy scored run for BG. So they've gotten on the board for the first time. Just 1 hit so far. Still fantastic performance from Lincoln, but obviously now he's got to settle down a little bit, keep his composure, and move on to this next batter and put him away.
Well, again, because he has been so efficient with his pitch count this afternoon, there's been no reason to look to the bullpen yet. And obviously, knowing Lincoln, he's going to argue to stay into this game as long as he can. Saw it earlier this year where he actually turned down being taken out of the game. So he'll come back to deal. Hansen at the plate. Runner on second with 1 gone here in the top of the 5th inning. Huskies lead by 3.
Hinson Joey was another victim of a Cosero strikeout earlier, as he'll swing and foul one off.
I mean, the second time through the order, they definitely have been timing him up a little bit better. Especially when you foul a pitch straight back to the backstop, you know you've just missed one. 0-1. Casero looks in for his sign. Fires away. That one's a breaking ball, just misses the outside corner, ball 1. Medium-sized lead over at second base. Fires one that looks like it misses inside. It'll be ball 2.
Cosero's been really favoring that fastball today, and I'm sure he'll throw another one here.
He'll go with the breaking ball instead.
Yeah, caught me off
Buckles
guard.
him for a second. So that'll be strike 2.
2-1. A little bit rare that you see a breaking ball there. Maybe caught me off guard. Definitely caught the batter off guard.
Well, I mean, they're obviously being told to sit fastball. And oftentimes they'll be told to sit until you get a strike. And that'll be a balk. Or not. Did he step off? Well, Casero, he had to have called time, or maybe the umpire called time because he broke his hands, but didn't throw a pitch, didn't throw a back pick either.
Was not a balk, however.
Yeah.
Luckily there is Carrison will take off and try to steal third,
Check
swing
swing,
and a miss.
he got him. Ooh, he's called safe over at third. Good throw from Drew.
Close play as Carrison's going to slide under. Good throw from Drew.
Well,
Soaking, gets
nearly
the
a
tag down. But
yeah,
little
nearly a
too late.
strike him out, throw him out. But now 2 outs on the strikeout.
I've seen more aggressive play from BG. They're swinging the bat more and obviously now they're stealing more bags and trying to find their way to get an edge in this game.
Really good stop from Thomas behind the dish there. Able to slide on his backhand. Casero spiked the fastball a little bit. 1-0.
Casero trying to find that rhythm that he had once built up before, possibly looking to get back into it. He did just have another strikeout, and he throws a fast heater right down the middle. As not entirely sure who that is. We don't have him on our roster, but number 16 for BG watches the first strike.
Time called. Drew will head out to the mound, discuss something over with Lincoln. Trying to square up their signs is what my assumption would be. So runner on third base. Huskies lead by 3. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 1-1 count. Casero has been dealing so far this afternoon. Already has 10 strikeouts. Fires one that just misses.
Obviously,
You hear the groans from the dugout.
yeah, I don't agree with that call. Obviously, we don't have a perfect angle, but, you know, high school umpires, never perfect, but I feel like that one should have been a strike.
Swing and a miss.
Gets that one back. Great pitch. That one definitely might have clocked somewhere in the low 90s, maybe somewhere in the 91, 92 range. As I was informed by Bowen Selmy, he's been lately hitting between 81 and 91 miles an hour, 88 and 91 miles an hour, as he's going to punch out number 16, his 11th K of the day. And it's a 4-1 Hersey Huskies lead heading into the 5th inning. And I will be welcoming Thomas Mulder
Well,
back.
that'll
on the
do it
set.
for me. I'll let you and Thomas take the rest of the way. I'm glad to be able to join you guys once again here.
I'm thrilled to see you on
It's
here.
an
I
honor to
think
be
you did
back. It's been a
great
little
job.
while.
I'm happy to see you, man. I'm glad you're back on the cast, and glad to hear you're in good health. And thank you for so much for coming on, Ryan. So we welcome Thomas Mulder back on the cast for this 4-1 game here in the bottom of the 5th.
I mean, what an inning. You know, who's expecting that coming out of Lincoln? You know, up there throwing heat on the mound all day long, and that rope to right field was something that caught me off guard. I was down there in the dugouts talking to a few of the Hersey guys and got to see that firsthand. I mean, I felt the energy change. I mean, Buffalo Grove really has been quiet. During that first inning I was out, I heard some little chirping. They got their first little hit, and they felt really good up there. And just to hear that uproar from the fans, the parents, the BG, the dugout, all of that, kind of sets the tone for them, how they want to play. And not only seeing that, Hersey's kind of got a little quiet. And it's kind of up to them to see if they can come back and shut them up.
Yeah,
Give them something to chew on.
I'm sure this dugout will get back and loud as these Hersey baseball boys and a lot of the seniors, they're known for their chirps. They like to get in the heads of the pitchers and the opponents, and I'm sure they'll get back up and loud in no time. As we've got some action in the bullpen now, as it looks like that is number 27, Charlie Arvanitis. He's warming up in the bullpen, possibly just getting a little bit stretched and loose, just in case anything happens to Casero. He's pitched 5 innings, great innings so far, only 1 earned run, 1 hit. He's allowed 2 base runners. One of them was on an unfortunate error, but he's got 11 strikeouts, and he's had a wonderful outing today. But regardless of that, we still got Arvanitis warming up in the bullpen just in case. As here comes Diego Garcia as he'll watch the first strike from Griffin Kelly, who's still out on the bump, despite having a bit of a, you could say, an iffy showing today.
Yeah. I mean, give him props for that. I mean, sticking out here, still wheeling and dealing. I mean, that composure as a pitcher, down 4 and now down 3. That's something you gotta look out for.
Yeah, check swing from Garcia. That's going to be an 0-2 count. We'll see the approach here as Kelly rocks and fires. It's going to just miss. Can't catch the corner. The count will move to 1-2.
You know, I've seen this team kind of come back from this down deficit. It's a little concerning, but I don't got any much worries. I mean, Huskies are some solid hitters, and I wouldn't expect nothing less of some on-base hits here.
Pop-up from Garcia out of play. There's still action in the BG bullpen. Still not entirely sure who that is warming up as Kelly. Will get the swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Garcia will take off. Throw from Szymanski to Karras will get the put out. As Garcia is put down on the breaking ball strikeout from Kelly. His third of the night. As I mentioned, action in the BG bullpen. Not entirely sure who that is. We can't really see from over here. But possibly if the Huskies can get a couple more base runners, we might see a pitching changes. Here comes Bennett McNeil. Had a great game so far, Bennett. A ribby and a knock as he got on base on his last at-bat.
Getting on deep here, and as far as the lineup, we got some stud hitters coming up, and being on base can definitely drive in and run here.
Here comes the 1-0. As Kelly will miss up high. Count moves to, or sorry, that was a 2-0 pitch. As count will move to 3-0. We'll likely see a take from Bennett McNeil here. Shows bunt. Maybe a little bit of a taunt there, showing bunt and then pulling away. Mind games, of course.
Why not? Mind games already messed him up through the first few innings. All those dirt balls, those walks.
That'll miss, and that's going to be a walk.
Speaking of walks.
So the first base on balls we've seen for the Hersey Huskies so far. Efficient so far for Griffin Kelly to the point where he hasn't walked anyone, but that's the first time we've seen it today. As we're going to get a pinch runner here. It looks like number 35, Trent Eckel, is going to come out and pinch run for Bennett McNeil. Possibly a replacement here, or is this just a courtesy run for Bennett to possibly get him warming up in the bullpen? We're not entirely sure yet, but we'll find out soon. As here comes Mikey Sokin back up to the plate.
And just as you said, Bennett and Jack Gorgon are heading down to the bullpen right now. Let me get a little work in.
So we've got two arms warming up in the bullpen now, Arvanitis and McNeil. So we've got Sokin at the plate, Eckel at first. Sokin will take inside. This count moves to 1-1. So Arvanitis is done warming up. We'll see if he does officially come in. Of course, pending on that. As RCB mentioned earlier, Lincoln does a very good job of managing his pitch count, but maybe Coach Brownlee or Coach Kelly have seen possibly a limit on this one, and they have possibly seen that it is necessary to take Cosero out and bring in a replacement from the bullpen. Here's a ground ball to Vina. They're going to turn it and get the out at first. That's a double play as BG gets out of a situation there. As it's the first time that we have not seen a run scored in an inning from the Hersey Huskies. A very efficient inning from the BG Bison. As Griffin Kelly will get out and he'll possibly stay out for another inning. 4-1 as we head into the top of the sixth.
Starting to see some signs of life. You know, BG's not going to go down without a fight. I mean, when you're down 4-0, there's not a lot of hope you can have with some of your younger guys. But those older guys are coming in, trying to step up to the plate and trying to corral this team together. We see the coaches. When I was down there, I heard some of the coaches give them a good pep talk before that rally inning when they scored a run. And you can kind of feel the energy starting to change here, you know. Hersey's kind of be like, oh, they're not down to fight, and we're gonna see if BG can come back and really take advantage of this shift in momentum.
So we do have Lincoln Cosero back out on the mound, possibly staying. We'll see how this inning goes. If he can do what he's been doing tonight, get 3 up, 3 down, he'll possibly be the last inning he pitches here in the top of the sixth. He's been absolutely electric tonight. Even though he had a bit of a rough inning last time, he's still been amazing. 11 strikeouts as he still found his way out of a sticky situation in that last inning. Arm possibly getting a little tired now, as that happens. Being when you throw that hard, your arm gets fatigued at some point.
That's right. I mean, even before the game, we talked to him, said he was only going to go 4 innings today because of the pitch count. We're at inning number 6. That previous inning was quite a few pitches for him, so we'll see how much the coach is going to give him. Maybe we'll start off strong, see if we can get these first 3 batters out, but I expect if any hits or walks come about, we're going to see a pitching change.
Yeah, he's definitely put that limit on the pitch count today with the amount of efficient innings he's had. The 3 up, 3 downs, that definitely puts a limit on it. He's had some quick counts, too. We haven't seen any 3-pitch strikeouts yet. He either sees a foul ball or has one pitch that doesn't quite catch the zone. But regardless of that, he's been still dealing with that fastball. Now he's going to face the number 9 hitter with 1 and 2 top of the order upcoming. John Vina, number 6, second baseman, standing in for Buffalo Grove. Griffin Kelly, the BG pitcher, on deck awaits. Here's Cosero. He'll fire. That one low, misses for ball 1.
The defense doesn't have much chance out here to kind of back up Lincoln. You know, we've only had a few hits. We had that deep drive into right, and we had a few little liners to second. And Marcus doing a great job out there. But clear as you see, it's not his position. He had a nice play out there at first time, but second time the ball came to him, he bobbled it a bit.
Vina showing bunt, pulls away. It's going to be a called strike there. Still a 4-1 game for your Hersey Huskies as Lincoln fires one that will catch the bottom corner of the zone. 1 and 2 the count moves to. Vina, small stature guy, waits on the 1-2. Cosero fires. Gets the swing and a miss, strike 3.
Once again, that high cheese, something you can't lay off, and these unexperienced batters with those, and that's what they're going to swing at. As we come back up to the top of the order, we'll see if Lincoln can continue this strikeout.
Strikeout number 12 on the evening for Lincoln Cosero. Dominant performance. And as you said, Thomas, the high cheese, it's so appealing for baseball players to swing at. It's the first pitch swinging, and it's going to be grounded into right field for a base hit for Griffin Kelly. He'll get on. Swung on the first pitch he saw, and he'll get on, and maybe the BG Bisons are finally figuring out Lincoln Cosero. This is their second hit of the night. Still down by 3, a lot of cushioning for Lincoln, but possibly a little bit of a cracks of his invincibility starting to show.
I see that.
Here's
As we said
Dudek
earlier,
standing in.
that first pitch is normally the best one you're going to see. And these batters are starting to catch on to that. That Lincoln's coming out here with that fastball on that first pitch. When he gets to that next batter after a strikeout, feeling that confidence. And as we've seen twice, he's now been taken for a hit on that first pitch.
Yeah, Lincoln is throwing first pitch strike a vast majority of the time. Is not this at bat, unfortunately. Right now he's down 2-0, but we've seen this before. He's gone down 2-0, and he's come back to strike out the batter. He did this earlier to the number 2 hitter, Dudek, earlier. We're going to do it again as Kelly's going to take off stealing. Thomas is going to fire down to second, and they're going to get him. Meister on the tag. What a throw by Drew Thomas behind the dish to fire out Griffin Kelly as he'll take that jog back to the dugout.
Great throw. You know, behind the plate, Drew's doing a great job. That throw to third earlier today was right on point, right there. Looked like he got him from where I was, but umpire called him safe that time. He gets him.
Very efficient operation from Thomas and Meister. As the pitch there on that steal was called a ball, as we're going to get the 3-1. That's going to be popped up and out of play. We're going to see a full count now.
Still at it, Bennett in the bullpen. Still warming up, getting his pitches down. Could see a pitching change soon if something comes into play here.
Here comes the full count. Rocking and firing is Cosero, and that's going to be popped up out of play again.
As Lincoln, you don't got a lot to throw here. I mean, everyone's starting to catch on to your fastball. Your arm's getting tired. Throw that breaking ball anywhere. He's looking for it.
Lincoln Cosero kicks and deals. It's going to be popped up out of play once more. We'll see another payoff pitch from Lincoln Cosero against Dudek.
Now we're going to get into the dangerous zone. It's a long at-bat. It's wearing out his pitch count. Could see a pitching change coming here soon.
See Wally Brownlee, coach, starting to pace around. That's going to be knocked out into the air, and a diving play there out in right field. That was Bennett McNeil. Or sorry, that was Trent Eckel. fresh off the bench, the junior Trent Eckel with an absolutely incredible play. Lost it in the sun there on the line drive, but made the diving effort. His hat comes off, makes the play, and that's going to end the inning. And those two plays, the steal, the caught stealing, and the throw from Drew Thomas and the diving effort from Trent Eckel, that could be the dagger into the heart of the Buffalo Grove Bisons to possibly put this game away for good. And now here comes the heart of the lineup for the for the Hersey Huskies.
There you go.
Trying to finish it off and put on some more runs, give some insurance, and finish off this game for a W for the Hersey Huskies. And obviously the goal here is to have the batters come out one last time. This should be the last inning that the hitters see the field, as Bennett McNeil was still in the bullpen with Jack Gergen. Thought that was Bennett that made the play there for a sec, but it was Trent. I forgot that he was the pinch runner. He came out on, and he makes an incredible play in right field to save a lot of bags there for Dudek. As now we're still seeing Griffin Kelly on. He's come out here in the 6th. Still seeing some action in the bullpen for Buffalo Grove. Still don't have a name on that player yet. But it is likely that we will see a mound visit at some point in this inning and possibly a pitching change if we see a hit and some damage done from Hersey.
Both these pitchers not wanting to back down. Lincoln staying through, battling through. Kelly battling through. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Lincoln comes out here again to the mound one more time. I mean, his pitch chance is getting high, but with those 2 caught stealing and 1 pitch out, I mean, he's still got some gas in the tank left. Coaches were talking to Bennett earlier, giving him thumbs up, thumbs down. Couldn't quite see what it was, but we'll see after this inning.
Here comes number 20, Wyatt Grabowski in the 6th spot. He's going to swing immediately. Popped up into right field, getting underneath that one is number 16 and making the play for Buffalo Grove. So first pitch swinging and a quick out here. So now coming up to the plate is Charlie Arvanitis. Had a base hit earlier.
You know, starting to see some signs of life in him. He had a slow previous games, not that many hits, but you can see in these key moments he can really get out there and kind of tag this ball when he's in the batter's box.
Yeah, that's great for the reassurance and the confidence for a batter too.
And this is their last time getting a bat. They really want to stack on the runs here, leave no room for error when Lincoln comes back onto the mound again.
That one's going to be taken high. I believe the count is 1-1. There's no count on the scoreboard at the current moment. Got 1 out, 4-1 game, as Kelly will throw one low on the breaking ball, and Ken will stay in favor of Charlie Arvanitis. As Charlie's going to swing and drive one deep out to right field, ranging back toward the warning track and making the play as the right fielder.
A
to
little
put down
more
another
juice on that. Little more juice on that would have been gone.
Yeah, just a
It's
little.
shame.
There is a bit of a breeze that is blowing back towards that home plate, and you know, if Mother Nature wasn't in the way, I think that's going to be a big home run for Charlie Arvanitis. As I mentioned, there was possibly a dagger play on defense, but that would have been 100% the dagger on offense. As here comes Keegan Luxem. First pitch will take high.
315 down right and left. You know, it's not a far way to hit it, but it's still a far way to go. 2 outs, seeing the bottom of the order. Most pitchers would be happy about this, but these guys can hit. Keegan can hit, and Marcus at the bottom can definitely hit. So we'll be lucky to see if there's a strikeout here.
Keegan has had a double earlier, and he legged one out on the base hit earlier. So he's going to hit it back to Perricone as he did earlier, and Perricone yet another missed throw. Second error of the game for him is Keegan was rounding to try and get to second, but he had to turn back as the catcher was there to make the backup play.
I mean, that's what you practice. You know, that getaway ball, it's gone a little further, and the catcher's not there. Keegan's at second, hopefully at third. But we're going to hold him to first here, bring up Marcus to the plate.
Perricone, the shortstop, almost looked confused that after that he had his hands up, and I'm not sure entirely what he said or what he was thinking about, but
that's not something you want to do as a player.
yeah, that's his second error of the game. That's an unfortunate night for him. He hasn't really had a hot night at the plate either. He struck out twice to Lincoln, he struck out almost everyone in this order, once or either more than once. Here's Kelly doing a Kretsu as that's going to be hit out into left center field. Underneath that is Dudek to put it away. So Luxem gets on, but Kretsu on the second pitch he faces pops out or flies out to left field, and that's going to do it as we are going to head to the top of the 7th.
Potentially the last half of the innings we get to see.
Here comes our closing arm, Bennett McNeil, out on there. He's going to replace Lincoln Cosero, who had a fantastic evening, and he's going to try and finish off the night and get that save for the Hersey Huskies.
You know, it seemed like BG's, this is the last chance. The Bison need 3 runs to put this into another bottom half of the inning, but if they can't score the 3, that's the game. You know, we're going to expect to see a lot of aggressiveness at the plate and maybe some aggressive base running too. You get a batter on, we're going to expect some steals, maybe a steal third too. I mean, stealing second's going to be the hardest throw for the catcher, but so far we've already seen Drew Thomas absolutely nail a throw there and get the batter
absolute
out.
missile. Here's Bennett dealing a little bit of a change in pace. He doesn't throw nearly as hard as Lincoln, but he still has a very high heat fastball, and he throws pretty well on the breaking balls as well. He's a southpaw. We're seeing it from the left-hand side now, as he's looking to come on, get some quick outs, and make that save and put this game away for the Huskies. As now we're seeing a bit of changes in the outfield as well. Trent Eckel, who made the diving stop to end the top of the 6th earlier, an incredible play, has now come off. Wyatt Grabowski has moved from left field to right field, and in left field now is Chase Reese, my best bud.
Good utility guy.
Yeah, great utility guy. Does it all. Plays in the infield. He plays in the outfield. He was my buddy, my kicker friend. Him and I had a great bond throughout the football season. Great kid.
You know, this is it's coming down to the wire here.
Yeah.
We're going to start in the middle of the lineup with
Diaz coming up now for BG, and Perricone and Szymanski awaiting. They will come up after him as McNeil, fresh arm. He'll step off as Diaz called for time. 4-1 game, top of the 7th. Bennett McNeil looking to come in and shut down the game. He'll rock and fire. First pitch high, ball 1. Thomas, tell me, what do you know about Bennett and his playing style and his demeanor?
Well, talking to him in class, on the field, and earlier in this game, he's just a well-rounded guy. He can field, he can bat, and he can also get on the mound and close the game out here, which is, let's see what he can try and do. On the plate, he kind of takes a laid-back approach when he's batting. He's going to let that first few pitches go by, see how the pitcher's going. That first at bat in most of his games is either a strikeout, a little pop fly, because he's kind of just getting used to the pitcher. But after that, it's lights out. He's hacking away, and he's on fire at the plate.
And on the 1-2, he throws 3 strikes in a row, and he gets a swing and a miss from Diaz. Rough night for that kid. As Bennett McNeil, first batter he faces, he punches him out.
1 down. It's 2 outs to the end of the game if they do not score 3.
Already some reassurance for Bennett now. So fire one. Just misses the zone. On Rocco Perricone.
Now still seeing this change in tempo between pitchers. I mean, there's still not a big difference between seeing them. I mean, seeing a pitcher that's throwing upper 90s and throws that 88 changeup or 85 changeup. I mean, here you got a guy that's throwing upper 80s fastballs, and then you just come back with a 70 changeup. Batters aren't going to like that.
There's a swing and a miss there. Big hack from Perricone, and that's going to put him down 1-2 in the count. McNeil giving him a long stare. Comes set. He'll fire. Up high. No. Cal moves to 2-2.
Knowing your situation, infield's got to stay on their toes, or you can smell that win. They can smell that victory. BG's dugout's quite quiet now.
A little bit of quietness from the Hersey dugout, too. Maybe letting their pitcher focus and lock in. McNeil will miss off the plate there. Count moves to full, 3-2.
Well, I'll take back my words. BG's kind of showing some signs of life, but let's see if that's anything they can do. I'm expecting a nice punch-out right here.
That's going to miss high, as BG will see their first walk of the day. Rocco Perricone gets on from the base on balls. Now stepping up to the plate is Alex Szymanski, the catcher, facing Bennett McNeil for the first time tonight.
As a pitcher here, you want to stay calm. You don't got to worry about the runner. One run won't hurt. This does not hurt them at all. Keep all your focus on that batter.
High heat there from McNeil as the fastball. Szymanski watches, but won the count. Here's McNeil. He'll fire, that one just goes high.
Now we're seeing some quick pitches from Bennett here. Not really taking too much time to get set.
Looks like we saw a balk on that play as Perricone will advance from first to second, and now BG's got a runner in scoring position.
On to what I was saying.
Posing a little bit of a threat now is an unfortunate mistake there from McNeil.
Don't think he came set all the way. You're going to come set, and you got to wait at least 1 second before you throw that pitch. Bennett's trying to get going.
Huge lead from second. Possibly looking to steal. Gets a big secondary there too, but he's not going to test that arm of Drew Thomas, knowing that Drew has already thrown out someone from second. If he can do it from second, there's no reason why he can't do it at third. As Bennett takes a look back at Rocco. He'll fire. Catches the corner. Count moves to 2-2.
Here starts coming the pressure. His heartbeats are picking up. Everyone's getting nervous. What's going to happen here?
Again, here comes McNeil. Staring down Szymanski, rocking and firing. And a swing and a miss. The second strikeout of the day for Bennett McNeil. And we are just one out from victory. A great pitch as he gets the swing and a miss from Szymanski. As now he faces Drew Carrison, a bit of a dangerous hitter as we saw him hit an absolute rocket towards the wall in right field. But lefty on lefty matchup now. We'll see if McNeil can put him down. As yet another balk from McNeil.
Don't believe he's coming set. He's trying to quick pitch, trying to get out of this quick. I would be too. I mean, you're winning the whole game. You come in. These batters aren't really hitting off them. We've had no foul balls, so we're expecting some heaters still keep going down.
Got a batter at third now, or got a runner at third now. And the second pitch of the at-bat, but first pitch of the count is going to be a ball, 1-0. McNeil is balked twice in this inning. A little bit of an unfortunate error, but he is still locked in as he finished that last at-bat with a strikeout as he'll deal again. That one goes just inside, trying to catch the inside corner against the lefty Drew Carrison. 2-0 the count. As now here comes Coach Kelly, pitching coach, maybe trying to cool down his pitcher.
I bet. I mean, maybe you're trying to warm things up. You can feel the breeze starting to pick up around here. It's the temperature's starting to drop. I mean, everyone's starting to get cold out here. If you're sitting out there while outfielders starting to get cold, infield's starting to get cold, no hits recently. Really got to start paying attention, being on your toes, trying to stay warm out here, and you can smell the victory, but don't take it too easy. As a little fun fact, both of the BG coaches were coached by Mr. Geditis. Little known fact, back in the 90s. Geditis has been out here through a winning team for quite some time. Last year, we also got to see that the team went pretty far towards state, but they had a few injuries that kind of kept them back. So this year, we're going to see a lot more worry about players. That's why Lincoln's kind of not coming out here to finish the game. They really need that guy to finish out, you know. Some big injuries like Bo and Selmy was postponed before the baseball season with some injuries, some sickness, and now he's dealing with a forearm injury. But heard news is coming back soon.
And on Wednesday, if you can make it out to that one, RCB mentioned earlier, but these two teams will be squaring off again 2 days from now at Rec Park, being that the BG Field is still under construction, so quite close to downtown Arlington Heights. You could call it a home game, essentially, for Hersey. Not really a home game for BG.
A little neutral side. I mean,
yeah.
Speaking on that construction, that kind of got me a little filled up. BG's kind of been behind a few years on their construction projects. Since the district's got to move together, we could have had a new turf and new scoreboard, but had to wait till BG used their money.
Yeah, unfortunate. I would have liked a new turf to kick off of for the football season, but, you know, can't always get what you want.
That's true.
Full count now as McNeil will fire and deal. That's going to be fouled off from Carrison.
Staying alive, 2 outs in a full count. This is definitely a situation where nerves are high. I mean, the batter, this is probably the last batter they're going to see. Strikeout here will close the game out and give the Huskies the win.
Again, here is the big payoff pitch, McNeil. Called. Oh, wow.
That is outrageous. That pitch from out
Unbelievable.
here in left field, look down the middle.
Yeah.
Must have been outside or inside. Can't argue with the blue. too much on
Everyone,
that.
you can hear the moaning and groaning. Everyone in in this diamond, everyone in the stadium thought that was the game. Even the batter did. He shook his head because he knew it was a strike, but umpire said play on.
Well, I mean, that gives BG a little more hope, but with 2 runners on, something bad might happen here, but let's keep going.
As here comes Hanson Joey up to the plate. He'll take the first strike from Bennett McNeil. There's maybe a little bit of anger to Bennett now. Frustration with that call. He's looking to fire some quick ones by and finish this game off.
Heavy frustration from all the players with those moans and groans. I would be definitely mad. Playing with that anger
Second
inside
pitch,
you.
another strike. Here we've got the 0-2. Payoff pitch incoming. You can feel the victory. It's imminent for the Hersey Huskies as McNeil. He's got the 0-2.
Small signs of life in the BG dugout.
Payoff coming. That's just going to miss. As McNeil went with no leg kick there, just the short stride, possibly preventing any steal.
He's got to be
He's
careful
got the
not to get
1-2
another balk
now.
here.
McNeil fires. Called strike 3. And that's going to do it. Your Hersey Huskies are victorious over the Buffalo Grove Bisons. A 4-1 victory here at home. Bennett McNeil with the save. Lincoln Casero will bring home the win for the Huskies. Outstanding performances from players like Chuck and Keegan Luxem and Diego Garcia. This has been quite the fantastic game to watch in terms of pitching and defense and offense. Exciting in all ways. Saw some plays out in the field, and this is a very standard. This is the standard for Hersey. This winning culture that they brought as they brought on their 18th win of the season. They moved to 7-1 in conference, and they will be facing the BG Bisons again at Rec Park on Wednesday. Thomas, what do you got for us?
I mean, once again, just a great showcase from both pitchers and a hell of a game. You know, seeing both teams going out there hit, BG kind of come back in those later innings, trying to keep some life alive for their team. Wasn't enough to do the job, only scoring 1 run in the 5th inning. It's a shame, but seeing this Hersey team out here still up and active, lively about their teammates, already starting to clean up the field, that's a sign of a good team, good leadership on the team, good coaches, and trying to keep this winning streak going.
Rolski's riding that orange and gray W. That's going to be all for today. Thank you so much for all our viewers for tuning in to the Dispatch TV. I'm Jack Foster joined with Thomas Mulder, and we'd like to wish you a very nice evening, and thank you so much for watching as your Huskies are victorious. We'll see you later.